Hey guys, and welcome back. So what I'm going to be doing today is taking apart my Buck Vantage Pro and selecting a few pieces on it that I want to powder coat. And I've decided to go with the bright orange here. So I started taking it apart. I was actually recording earlier, but I realized the lens was extremely dirty, really glary. So this is the point I am. I have some duct tape just rolled over, kind of put that there so I can kind of stick my parts to, so I don't got to worry about them rolling over. You can put them in a little container, but if you get up and knock that container over, you're kind of SOL. So I like to just roll a piece of duct tape around on itself and stick my pieces to it as I go. So I've got all the screws out for the pocket clip. I'm going to take the middle screw out for the scale, the side scale here. Possibly. There we go. We've got the knife apart. I believe these are actually riveted in, so I can't even take them out to powder coat them. Looks like we might just be doing the whole damn thing. Okay, so essentially how this works is you're going to take your part and you're going to heat it up. Now, depending on how big the part is, you want to use different things. I used to use a toaster oven for my fishing part lures. I decided just to use a lighter since these parts are small to heat them up. It's not the best, it's not the most evenly heated, but I thought ahead on this. So what I did with the pivot is I slightly placed it on the end of this little Allen wrench. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat just the tip up, just the tip, and I'm going to dip it in the powder coat. Just lightly dip it in. Now, what I used to do on my small parts is, this powder is so fine, I used to actually just do this and take a little bit of the powder. Oh, sorry, let me get that in frame. Sorry, guys. Just take a little bit of this powder and just kind of right on the part. Now we want to do just the top because we don't want the size of the part changing so it doesn't fit in the hole. Now when it's hot, that stuff will adhere to the metal, and then afterwards you bake it. So I'm going to wipe that off, and then I'm going to heat it up and we'll see how it looks. I'm going to heat just this part up. Now the trick is you want to get it evenly coated. Okay. Get some of my powder coat. And we'll just dip it in there and see how that works. Heat it up. Okay, it's melting. Now you can burn this stuff. I've done that before too, where it turns black and it looks like I might have came in a little too hot on it. Put some more on there. The lighting's hard to tell, but it's looking pretty even. I might put a little more just on that side. Now, after you're done with your layer of powder coat, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bake it. You bake it in an oven at about 350 for about 20 minutes. And that sets the powder coat on. Alright guys, our knife is back from a little health and wellness check. We gave her some TLC. Actually, once I had it apart, I took a vise and some pliers and actually bent the lock bar out a little bit because it was always pushed so far in that the blade pushed all the way to the side, and unless that pivot was super extremely loose, you got metal on metal. The centering was always kind of crap, and the action, so believe it or not, that's a lot better. And the action always kind of sucked on it. So these knives were always kind of hit or miss from the factory. Sometimes they came out good, sometimes they didn't. So they got a little bit of a reputation for that, and I got a crap one. I don't know if that's because I ordered it on Amazon versus, a knife distributor, but I got a crap one, and it always was just a little off. And I even took a file to the top of the liner lock here just to bring it down a little bit, because it was almost like it was too high. A lot of times, not all the time, but every once in a while it just wouldn't catch, and you would have to close it and then really whip it open for it to get and sit in position. But I did that. I bent it back. I cleaned up the inside. A little bit of a burr on the inside of there on the liner, so I cleaned that up, oiled them up, cleaned out the scales, and replaced our pivot. So here is custom orange pivot. I think that looks pretty cool. Now the action, which isn't anything to write home about, but it's actually still a lot better. It's never had that action before that you just kind of effortlessly flick it with your finger. So I'm a lot happier with this now. I mean, it's still not a perfect blade, and it's always going to have its problems, but I have liked it as a knife. The reason I liked it so much is because the steel is so tough. I could carry it at work, and it didn't matter what I was cutting on. It would always hold the edge for a while. So it's essentially why I got the knife. It was I think it was like $60 or $70 for a knife with S30V, and it was $1, American made, and that led me to buy it. Anyway, here it is, all done, all prettified. Now I'll in the future I'll work on doing some more parts. I'll practice. I'm gonna mess some more stuff up, but the idea is to get better and learn it a little bit better, so I can actually start doing custom parts on my own knives. Pocket clips, spacers, standoffs, pivots, and whatnot. But thanks for watching, guys. Quick little video on how to custom powder coat a pivot. See you later.